friends, it is, what is today? Today is Thursday. Oh my goodness. My timeline is all goofed up. I am so sorry. How is everybody doing this evening? If you're here on replay, please hashtag replay. Let me know that you visited the page. Let me know if you enjoyed the project. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see next. And I appreciate you hopping on and being here, taking the time to watch on replay. For my live friends, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to find us on my iPad real quick. I hope you've had a fantastic week so far. Obviously, I'm a little confused. I didn't know what day it was. We just had some things going on, and I'm just all turned around on my days of the week. On Tuesday, we went with our granddaughter and my mother-in-law to, it's called McLeod's Peach Market, well, actually Farm Market. It's a roadside market, and a lot of people coming from the beach or going to the beach stopping there, and they have a lot of produce, and they also have a little museum on the side, and some of you may have seen pictures. It is absolutely amazing. The produce is really good. The peaches are amazing, and we bought 2 cases or 2 half bushels to share with our neighbors. And so that's what we done on Tuesday. We done a surprise trip. They didn't know about it, so they enjoyed it and to get out, because my mother-in-law hadn't had a chance to get out. And it just inspired me to, I don't know, create for fall. So we are debuting one of the stencils from the fall collection, and I will go through the stencils here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. We are using the one that's called Oak Acorn Welcome door hanger. It's the one with the little fox. No, it's not the one with the fox. This one is the one with the big acorns. I am not going to use the big acorns. I am just going to use the welcome part, and those are the big acorns. It would have fit on here, but I chose not to. This is an 18 by 18 inch pillowcase, and I'll show you at the end. It's kind of like a linen material, or it looks like it, and I'm excited to create on here. I do not have a pillow to go in it yet. I have to buy one to put in here to show you what it looks like when it's finished. But I just thought a welcome fall to put on the porch, on your porch swing, or even in your house will be amazing. The paints I will be using are, what is this? This So Soft Fabric Acrylics. This one is cadmium orange hue. This one is cadmium yellow hue. Then we have Santa red. We have brown, how appropriate. And I have avocado green. And I might need to mix a little bit of white and black to get a darker or lighter color as needed. I am going to start with our little acorns. I kind of looked at what acorns looked like, and I thought they were dark caps and light acorns, but when I looked at them, they were light caps and dark acorns. So that is the way I am going to do mine. If your acorns look different, then you can create them the other way. And in order to do them lighter, since I only have the brown, I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow in there. And maybe a little white. I don't know yet. I'm just playing with colors. We are just playing. Let's see what color we get if we put the yellow in here. We are mixing today. It is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. And I might even add a little bit of white. And then for the bottom of the acorns, I might add a little bit of black to there, but you do not need much black. Black is a very potent color, that's what I call it. We don't need to add much black. looks like a good acorn cap color. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I want to use my small dome brush for the tops of the acorns. And again, your acorns may be different than my acorns, so don't worry about what they look like. You create your acorns the way that you think your acorns need to look. They are all different depending what, I was about to say what kind of tree, they are oak trees, but what kind of look you want. And I am just dabbing. Oh, I put a piece of the backer board where the stencils come in. I cannot see comments. Gosh darn it. The black backer board that comes in the stencils, I have an old one and I just stuck it in here so I could pounce. I always hold my hands on here like this, and then I'm just going to pounce this in. Since this is a linen type fabric, I don't want it to rub on the fabric. So I am just going to do a very light pouncing. And these are just my acorn caps. And when I feel that my color is running out, I can add more color to it. I'm not worried about going into that color right there because that's where the brown is going to be. So I'm okay with that. But would this not be just a cute outdoor pillow to just sit on your porch bench or porch swing? I just think that will be so cute. And the new stencil collection, I will show you the new set. I just got mine the other day, and like I said, we were gone, so I didn't have a chance to showcase them. And I can't remember what was yesterday. We done something yesterday. These days are running so together. They will be available, the new stencil, fall stencil collection. They're all stencils. They will be available on the 24th. I believe that is Friday. I think that looks pretty good for our caps. Do I have any more acorns? I don't. So now I could take that same brush if I want to and do the bigger ones, but I'm just going to use a bigger dome brush from Essential Stencil. I love the dome brushes. I am going to see how this color looks on whether I want to make it darker or not. My lettering is going to be in the green. You know what I might do? I might come in and add a little black in the back. After we are done with everything. I might add just a little bit of black in here. And I might add a little bit of that dark brown in the little bit. That way it has dimension. I like creating things with a little bit of a dimension. Who has taken a sneak peek at the new fall collection? There are several that I like. They've got little squirrels in there. They got little fox. What else did they have? Oh, I can see comments. Hello, Kim. Hello, Sherry. I also pounce on fabric mainly. How is Ohio doing? What? The leaves are amazing on this one. I really, like you said, I really love the leaves on this one. Those beautiful oak leaves. But the reason why I mainly pounce on fabric, if you have a big open area and you swirl, you might move that fabric, or some fabrics, what is it called? You get ply or pile, I forgot. The fibers move. And I don't want that. I don't want nothing to move on here. So that's why I hold my hand next to it. And I just pounce. And I get normally really good results. Now, if I have a different area or different type of fabric, I sometimes swirl. But for the main part on fabric, I just pounce. Now for the limbs, the twigs, I am going to use my little dome brush, just because to get in there, that little dome brush will come in really handy. So I will use that little dome brush. But this was created for a door hanger. But I am just making a pillowcase out of that, a pillow cover. So think outside the box with your stencils. See what else you can use them. You guys know that I like making garden flags. These will make really good garden flags. Some of those that have come in this new set. So don't just think about, oh, I can only use them for a door hanger. Mix and match your stencils. I am just going to pick up very little black. And when I say very little, I just want a little drop. This is how little black I got. Just that one little dot. Because that black is very dominant. And I'm just gonna shade this a little bit. Just put a little bit of something in it. And if we have too much, guess what? We can just go back over with our brown, like right there. I feel like I have too much. And when you lay your, whatever you have, napkin, paper towel, on your, make sure that it doesn't come through, because you don't want paint on your surface. See, I still had a lot of black on here. So I'm wiping it out. These brushes hold a lot of paint. So we'll just go over it and lighten it up a little bit. And it's okay if some of them are darker than others. That just gives it that character. I always lay my brushes in a wipe. I'm going to take that small brush and I'm going to have to give me some more paint. And I'm going to do the twigs. And if some of my twigs get a little bit of the light and a little bit of the black, I'm okay. That I like the character. I like mixing and matching my things, so it doesn't look. I'm going to do this in green, and then I'm going to transition right there is a bridge, and I'm just going to transition it from that bridge up. I'm going to do all of it in the brown, and then I'm going to come back and add some of the lighter and the darker colors. And on these smaller areas, I can actually swirl. Because they are small enough, I am still gonna hold my hand down. And then our leaves, we are gonna make our leaves in orange, red, yellow, little bit of green. We're gonna get a whole mix of colors on our leaves. If you have not stenciled with these brushes before, learn them first before you hit your fabric, because these hold a lot of paint. Practice on a scrap piece of fabric. Now the leaves will have little bridges in them, so that will be the background, which will be a light color. If you don't like that, you can go in with a paintbrush and add your stems in there if you want stems. We'll look and see what it looks like, and then we'll decide on what we want to do. I'm excited to see what Miss Tammy will create tonight. And right there I went over into our leaf. I'm totally okay. Oh, another tip. This is really close to the edge, so I put tape there purposefully. This is close to the edge, that and that. I taped that down purposefully like that so that I will not go over those edges. Now I've got all the stems in. I am going into that lighter color and just a couple of places here and there. And pick up that darker color or the black. And I'm going to create a dark brown. This is really dark, especially right here next to the acorns. I want a little bit of a distinction in the color. And I think that looks good. To the side for now. Let's do our leaves. I'm going to put the orange, the yellow, and the red on my plate, and then we're going to mingle. We'll mingle, mingle, mingle. And again, these are all fabric colors, fabric acrylics. You can use regular acrylics. You don't have to have fabric acrylics. These are just softer, hence so soft. You can use regular acrylic paint. It will work. They're just normally a little bit stiffer. Cool weather, it's raining here all day. I started with a little bit of a thunderstorm this morning. I am switching to my 1/2-inch brush for this, and I'm going to use my 5/8. That's my favorite. And these come in a 4-pack just like this. I took 2 of them out. And I mainly prefer my smaller brushes. I am going to start with the yellow, because that way I'll go from light to dark and I can use the same color. And I am just randomly pouncing these colors onto the fabric. No rhyme, no reason. How they will turn out, I don't know. It'll be a surprise. Just like we surprised Grandma Shirley and Little Bristol with our trip to McBee, South Carolina. They enjoyed it. They had fun. It was nothing special. It was just getting out of the house and just doing something. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So I am going into my orange. I'll just leave the color on here and I'm just going into my orange. And wherever you think there might be some orange on the leaves, that's where you're going to put your orange. These are your leaves. If you want all green leaves, you can do green leaves. And that's the nice thing about this. You can put these leaves in any season you want them to. You like the new fall, Kim? I'm glad. Don't forget, you can use my code WK21 to save you at checkout. And I will greatly appreciate it if you would support me. Means the world to me, ladies. I'm just going back over, just making sure I hit all the spots. These are just suggestions. So if you want to create yours in a different color, you can. And now I'm just going to go right into my red. I did not change the brush since I went from light to dark. I can do that. Offload. When you work with fabric, you don't have to offload as much. And can I ask you ladies for a favor? Could you sprinkle this out? Would you mind? It will mean a lot. And I can go back over the orange. And I'm going to add a little bit of green in here. Right here, I have to be careful. I'm just going to put my finger there. Get this little guy. You never know what these are going to look like until you're done. And then it'll be such a surprise. I love going to the mountains to go look at the fall leaves. To me, that is just so much fun to see the color change. I just think it looks so beautiful. Almost done with our leaves. Another tip. You will get paint on your fingers. Make sure before you pick up your fabric, whatever you are working on, that all the paint is off of your hands. Otherwise, you're going to have to add something to cover that spot up. Need just a little bit more. I am going to go ahead and get me some green. I want to peek so bad, because I do want some green in here. And I am just going to use that same brush. Let's see how muddy this will get. These are going to be very colorful leaves. And that's why I'm saying this would be so perfect for a porch setting. I know it looks weird. Trust the process. You know what? Let me see. I might not even change the brush. I might just use this brush. Another thing you can do, you can take this branch and bring it down to the bottom or part of it. You can also take one of the leaves and put a leaf in each corner. I need some more green. Hey, Rita. I love this one too. Trust the process. Exactly. Hey, Danette. Hey, Bonnie. Nice to see you all. I always appreciate you guys being on. And please sprinkle it out. Spread the whimsy. Let others know that we are here having fun. You know, we don't want nobody to miss out. With fabric, you don't have to offload as much, but you still want to offload. And since this is small areas, I can actually, with this brush, swirl. But the leaves and all the other stuff, I was better off not swirling up there, especially with the dome brush. Because we don't want to create extra bleed either. I have nice crisp lines. So for those of you who have seen the collection, what are your favorites? Do you have any favorites? Are you a fall person? Of course, I like the faith-based ones. There are several of them in there that can be used on garden flags, like the sunflower one would be really great on a garden flag. So lots of other ways to use them besides what they're intended for, a piece of wood. Some of them you could create and frame it. And it's a little bit harder here to swirl. I see my fabric moving, so I am just going to pounce. And I am going to go up a little bit into that stem, the other stem up here, to carry that green up a little bit and have that transition. I think we about got it. Who is excited to see what the result is? What will this look like? I think I like this. If we need to do anything to the leaves, we can. I am going to get a wipe and wipe my hands off first so I won't transfer anything. I understand exactly. You are just fine, Rita. I'm glad you are here. I feel the same way. All the time I'm like, well, I don't need that. Or that's not kind of my style. And then I see somebody creating, I'm like, well, I have to get that one now. I've got to get that one. Just remember, use an ambassador code. I'm greatly appreciate if you use mine, but use anybody's. Just use somebody's. You can always save some money. So I like saving money. I like saving you guys money. I'm gonna have to take a peek first. Are you guys ready? Drum roll. I like the acorns. They turned out perfectly. And I will show you the transition right here. Let me take the tape off, and that way I won't forget. I am all clean. Trying to hold it up. You guys see that? What do you guys think? I love it. I love the colors. And look the details on those leaves. Where's my transition? Do you see the transition right there from the green to the brown? And my word welcome, it has different tones in this. Since I used the same brush, it has a darker tone here and a lighter tone here. I love that. It just gives it dimension and character. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for the hearts. So my thought was, lay flat. And I did post the link to this. It's an Amazon link, and I'm an affiliate. So if you do make a purchase, I might get some commission. Not always, but I might. I have to let you guys know. But what I was thinking is you could take just one leaf and turn it, like have the stem up here and the leaf here, and have leaves coming into the corners. That will be one thing. So let me know if you just, I think it's good, that's the way it is, but I'm just saying that's another way you could make something. You could just add leaves in the corner. You could leave this completely off, just do the welcome, cut it off right here, and then just add 4 leaves in the corners. So many different ways. You can use the other side of the stencil, the 2 big acorns, and just have 2 big acorns down here, and then put a leaf in each corner. There is a gazillion ways you could do this. You can make this into a garden flag. I gotta look. I don't know if the garden flags are that size or not, but that will be another thing you could do. As is, that's what I was thinking. It's gorgeous. Thank you, ladies. You are so sweet. Let me show you what is in, because this is all I had for today, because I wanted to show you what is in the collection. You have Pumpkin Patch. It is a 3-pack. Yeah, a 3-pack. I had to think what it was. And I played with that today. These 2 will fit on a 5x5 block. So I just wanted to let you know that these 2 will fit on a 5x5 block. And let me get the others out. I love this one, the Harvest Perch Minis. I love that primitive look. The one with the raven on, I call it a raven, the crow. I don't know why I call it a raven. I love that one. That is going to be one of my favorites. Let's set this to the side. This one, I'm not catching much for the turkey, but this is a 3-pack as well. It's got the gift thanks in there on that pumpkin. I love that. These will not fit on a 5x5. You have to have a 6x6 for these. So some 6x6 stencils will fit on a 5x5 and some will not. So this one does not. This one is my one of my favorites. Fall for Jesus, He never leaves. Praise Him through every season. Pumpkins, praise and prayer. I just think that is fun. Gather in His goodness. And these are very busy. You can leave elements out. You don't have to use them just like that. You can use words. You can just use the word gather. You can use the word prayer or Jesus. So many different ways. Let me just open this one up. I haven't even opened this. Like I said, it's been so busy around here, I haven't had a chance to even look at these. Let's see what they look like. See, you can just say gather in His goodness and leave the rest out and not make it a fall one, or just do the leaves instead of the turkey. Fall for Jesus, He never leaves. You can use other leaves. You could just do the saying and then use different leaves around it and make it a bigger saying. Pumpkins, praise and prayer. I love that one. I just think that one is gorgeous. Praise Him through every season, and you can do leaves instead of the acorns. So lots of possibilities on this one. And again, these don't fit on a 5x5. Some do and some don't. I was like, why can I not open this? Yep, I just ripped my packaging. But that's okay. I like this new size, the 8x6. And this one is, to me, has a primitive vibe as well. It says welcome autumn, fall harvest, friends and family gather here. And you've seen Miss Cindy use the friends and family with the welcome. And I love that. That is such a great idea to add that. And I thought about doing that on this pillow. You can move that up, and then you can put the welcome and say friends and family gather here. Or welcome friends and family gather here off. So lots of ways to use these. These will also be cool on towels, kitchen towels. Everybody loves the apple orchard one. And again, you can just use the apple. You can just use the word apple. You can use just the apples by themselves. If you don't know how to paint it, look at your picture. And again, just like we did here, you can add some shading to your apples to give them depth and dimension. This is the one that I said would be good for a flag. You can use this side, or you can use the corn. And it says Golden Harvest Company, and then it has a different font. It also says Golden Harvest Company. So you got two different fonts for the Golden Harvest. You can just do this, and if the welcome fits, you can use the welcome. You can use any of the words out of the other one, like this one. You can use welcome autumn with your sunflowers. You can add pumpkins to it. I love this one too. It says, may you always have an acorn in your pocket. And what I like about it is it has the two different borders. This one is a different pattern than this one is. So you can choose which one you want. And if you want this pattern something bigger, you can just lay it on there and continue it on and use it as a big pattern. But that would be cute on a flag. Take time to catch the falling leaves. Again, I see this on a flag, on a little garden flag. Lots of suggestions. There is a picture on how you could do it. You can also put it on a smaller pillow and layer your pillows. That's what I love about these. These are good for all kinds of decorating. Gather in gratitude. Look at all the foliage that you have. What is that called? Starts with an A. I mean an H. I can't think of what they're called, those little ones. You got acorns. You got different types of leaves you can use. You got bigger acorns, smaller acorns. You can just use the word gather or the word gratitude. Again, this will also make a perfect pillow. And then, of course, he will make a good pillow, too. A time to gather. Is he just not the most adorable little guy? I just love it. And you can just use the words, the leaves. I like the mushrooms on here. And I love all the acorns and the different leaves on here. You can shade him. There's lots of possibilities with this. And now we get into our door hangers. Happy Thanksgiving with lots and lots of turkeys. But you also have this cute little border you can use for other things. And then you have your turkeys and your leaves, of course. But you could put that border, we could have put the border around our top and bottom on our pillow right here. And this, you can repeat that. It's a repeating pattern. You just lay it back on there and repeat your pattern. That would have been cute to add onto here. And this is for a 16-inch round. This one is also for a 16-inch round. This is a layering stencil. It says Hello Fall Fox. And it has 3 parts to the fox. You have your first solid color. Then you have your second overlay. And then you have your last overlay. And you just look at the picture in what color combination you want to make that fox. Just use a Hello Fall. You can make another pillow. This one says welcome. This one can say Hello Fall. You can borrow the leaves off of this one. So many ways to use these. I mean, it's just... And it also has the leaves on that second part on the for the foxes. Also a 16-inch round. And then I love patterns. I'm a pattern person. You can make a pillow with just the pattern. A little garden flag. You can make that in the background and then put a welcome over top of it. And you can do welcome sideways. And the nice thing, it comes with a little one. I love it when they add little ones in there, when they give us those little bonuses. The bonus is a 6x6. But just look at all the different things. You have, let's see if I can see upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4 different pumpkins. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pumpkins. And if you've noticed, it is a repeating pattern. So you could put it over to the side and make it wider. Or you could put it on the top, because that bottom right here, I mean that top right there, goes on this bun. So you can make a big, huge, like if we wanted to put it on the pillow. We could have started here and then we would have just moved that up and added our top row to it and just move it over and over and over until we got to the end. So, and the little one is the same way. It is cut the same way. That is the top of this one, and that's the side of that one. I love repeating patterns. All right, ladies, this is all I had for you this evening. The squirrel is just so stinking cute. The apples, yeah, and you can shade them. Miss Cindy has done, hello, Miss Barb. She has done a fantastic job, and she done the apple one to shade her apples in. The fox, look and see what color a fox is, and then just go. Your darker color is the bottom color. Then the next one is your lighter color. This will be your next one. And then the lighter, hold on, let me see. Make sure I don't tell you wrong. I think this one is the darker color. Again, I think this is the light, and then this one is a dark, because that is his little his little hairs on here. And then his face is a little bit lighter, and the ears are a little bit lighter. So on this one, you use 2 different colors. The face right here and the ears are light. And then the rest of this is in a different color, a lighter beige. But to me, foxes are a little bit more reddish, so I would go with a little bit of more of a reddish tone. But like, I looked up the acorns. Look up and see what a fox looks like, and then just, you know, use that as a gauge on how to create them. The squirrel, look up what a squirrel looks like, and then just use those colors in your squirrel. You can always add little extra touches like we did on the leaves, some shading. If you look at the acorns, like for instance this one, it has a little dark brown spot. Those are just extra little touches that you can do. This acorn is a little bit darker than the other acorns. I'm just trying to see, and you can fill these bridges in. I am not. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. First off, I don't want to mess up anything on a piece of fabric. And the only thing that I would do is I would just make it darker brown. I might go in and do that. I mean, we could. Let's see, do I? Let's see, we still got a little bit of brown left. And I'm just pouncing it very lightly, barely touching the top. I still have my black cardstock under there. This would be darker anyway because the shadow, the cap will create a little bit of a shadow. So it is okay if that is a little bit darker. And that's the other thing. Just think about where your light source is coming from. You can add highlights. See how easy that was? And now they're filled in. I am not gonna fill these in, but I am going to fill in that bridge right there. This one. And I'm just taking it out of the cap. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and fill these in. I hadn't thought about doing it, but while I'm here, we might as well, right? I very seldom fill in my bridges. I'm holding my breath. Can you tell? Do you do that when you're doing something intricate? You hold your breath? Oh, and another thing, I will heat set this. I will take a piece of, oh my goodness, what is it called? Not parchment paper, like a cheesecloth. Gosh, I couldn't think. And I will put that over top, or like a, just another cloth, tea towel, whatever you have. And I will put that over top, and then I will heat set it with my iron. You can also throw it in the dryer for like 10 minutes, but I have always just used my iron. And look at your fabric, what heat setting you can use, and that's what I normally use. You see me going over here, picking up sometimes a little brown, because like I said, we had the two-tone right here, so I'm picking up a little bit of brown. Not much. I'm barely putting my tip into the brown. It just makes the green darker. Don't like that transition right there, so I am going to play with that. I think that did it. Did we miss anybody? Oh, we missed that one right there. I know you guys saw that we missed this one. Add a little bit of brown to that one too. I think that did it, right? Yeah, and I just heat set it. Well, now that we've done that, I really should do those, right? Oh, you are fine, honey. Have a good evening, Miss Bunny. I hope you get to feeling better. I use Deco Art So Soft, and this is avocado green, cadmium orange hue, cadmium yellow hue, and you don't have to use fabric colors. You can use just regular acrylic paints. This one was Santa Red, and then for the brown, just brown. And then I used a little bit of black to add in there to get the shading. And I added yellow to the brown to get the caps of the acorns. And after the live, I'm probably going to go in and connect all of our stems together. But I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to read our devotion for this evening. And it is Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. God's grace abounds in deep waters. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2. I know these will help someone. Somebody needs to hear those. That's why I read them most of the time and I remember. Appreciate you, ladies. Like I said, I will finish these, not the ribs of the leaves, but the limb. I will paint that in, and that's all I am going to do. You guys have a blessed evening. Enjoy. I am going to turn this down, and I will see you for So Felt Saturday on Saturday at 11.